Welcome back, everyone. Near Reality WrestleVerse. Okay, so to explain why I've been gone is primarily because I wanted to take a small hiatus of sorts from my content creation. I did some podcasts and some RSC reviews on my Near Reality Collective works, but let's finally get back into wrestling. I know I'm late on a bunch of stuff that I wanted to discuss, but life and priorities and work and whatnot, I had to focus on that for a while. So let's talk about a match that was not at all AEW related in terms of content, but it still has some AEW stuff in it because Moxley is part of AEW. But we're gonna have Nick Gage, and this is gonna take place in GCW, Game Changer Wrestling. And yeah, you know where this is going. Mox versus Gage for the GCW World Championship, and the violence personified after Matt Cardona royally screwed people over and pissed everyone off in that place. Oh boy. It was pandemonium when that happened. Remember, I talked about this. The crowd just trashed everything and was ready to kill Matt Cardona for his horrible actions of winning a match because he represents everything that they hate about pro wrestling these days. But oh boy. So this whole event, where after Matt Cardona won, he then lost it to Jon Moxley, much to Nick Gage's hatred, and thus we would get a match that's 10 years in the making, and also since he came back, it didn't end well for that part, but yeah, Jon Moxley went to war with Nick Gage in another death match. And yeah, his wife's constantly worried about his deathmatch obsession, and considering he's been in like several violent matches in the last month alone, yeah, I'm pretty sure Jon Moxley's like, if I go home, I'm probably gonna get punched by my wife, or if I go over here, I'll probably be killed by Nick Gage. Nick Gage it is. I'm pretty sure that's the character's thinking. Oh, and we just cut right into it. Mick Foley's gonna present the world title. Yay, Mick Foley, yeah, the king of hardcore. And he goes ahead and puts over everybody. And then he says, puts it over Thunder Rosa's debut because she showed up on this match. People chanting, "Thank you, Foley, Foley, dude, love, cactus, mankind," because he's just that iconic with fans. And then he said, "From the bottom of my heart, F Matt Cardona," much to everyone's happiness. So Matt Cardona is now the most hated guy in wrestling since he just did that. Which I didn't think was possible because you already had Kenta, then you had Jay White being the most hated guys in wrestling, and then Matt Cardona got hated more so than ever. I don't really know how you can make him more hated unless you're Vince McMahon. And Matt Cardona dressed up like Vince when he was ECW World Champion in 2007. And yes, that was a thing, and we have to remind people about this to avoid stupidity. So even before Mox's name gets called, they get smashed in the head with light tubes. Not even seconds in, and he's already bleeding. And it's violence personified in this match because it's, well, GCW style and Nick Gage's style. Because yeah, Mox is just having the time of his life. Like, you can see the glint of happiness in his eyes, and then when he goes ahead and makes it a glass angel, yeah, that's the thing. And all the ultra violence, it's like, I don't watch this kind of match a lot, mostly because I just don't. Like, I like it, but I just don't for some reason. I just more along the, like, up until this point, Matt Cardona's match with Nick Gage was the one I saw for GCW a few months back, and then Nick Gage is currently fighting Chris Jericho, so yeah, that was a close to a GCW rules match. And Mick Foley's commentary on this. Oh god, I was like, oh man, can we have this guy in AEW? Like, considering what he's been doing lately, pissing off the tribalists on WWE's front inadvertently because he's giving well-deserved criticism to the massive empire that is WWE. I think he has a right to say something. Like, the guy literally lost an ear, lost his teeth, busted his nose, has permanent nerve damage, memory loss throughout his entire career, not just counting WWE, so I think he has the right to say, I don't agree with this, without getting harassed and threatened or blocked because some people just can't accept the idea that Vince is imperfect. Yeah, I even heard people on Twitter say they blocked Mick Foley for his insensitive comments. I'm like, all Mick Foley said is that if it came down to it, and if he was a young lad again, he wouldn't trust WWE. Yeah, that's a thing he said. So, yeah, we're gonna have to figure something out about that. Like, at that point, I'm thinking he's gonna be all elite soon. He's not signed, but he's gonna show up there. And yeah, it's what you. And then we go back to our typical deathmatch formula. We get all the barbed wire board, the pizza cutter, Jon Moxley delivering it first, and then Nick Gage. We get their bloody guts out here, and yet this is trending in the US in the top 10s, which is telling you how big wrestling's getting now. Beyond when non-AEW or WWE promotions are starting to get more trendy. Like, even a Ring of Honor wrestler, I would try and pronounce his name, but you know, let's just say this. He was on the cover of Commander in Crisis by Steve Orlando, so that's fun. But yeah, Mox is this is trending. It's telling you that this is getting hot again. Like, I'm so excited for this. Yes! But the violence personified once again, and yeah, Jon Moxley wins. Jon Moxley hits an elevated paradigm shift through the glass and for the win, and these glass somehow had porcelain geese on there because we gotta be fancy. With a fancy blood and guts match. I wouldn't be surprised if that was somehow a shot at Vince's whole, we're the sophisticated company. And I don't mean that as a sarcastic joke. We're not blood and guts. Anyways. Jon Moxley celebrates his victory, poses with the title, leaves through the crowd as Gage recovers. The crowd showing their love and support, but Gage shows disappointment because once again, he can't bring back the title of titles back. Because let's be honest, the last few months has been AEW steals all the titles in the wrestling industry. They stole the Impact title, they stole the GCW title, and then Impact stole the GCW title, and then AEW stole it. So it's basically steal potato game. Okay? See which one can steal it first. It's only a matter of time until they start saying we can steal the WWE titles in the grand heist of the century. Yeah. And, Gage promises he'll bring the GCW title home because it's MDK all effing day! And whatnot. And, yeah. That's the whole thing. That's the whole shebang. And Mick Foley was fun all around on this. Even commenting his fanny pack to hide his Foley arousement. Yeah, that was the thing he did. I won't say the whole word, but I just watched. I'm like, oh god, Mick Foley, you're insane. You're freaking insane. And Nick Gage says that he won't stop until someone kills him, and I think he did for a time, and then he was dead for a time, and then came back to life. So he can now go ahead and say he's some wrestling god or something. Though I don't know if that was true or not. I don't know. I don't follow his career. But yeah, like Jon Moxley, he's clearly having the time of his life and outside of the WWE. You gotta remember, this guy was Dean Ambrose for a long period of time, and it's hard to imagine. And while people who knew who he was before WWE were having a hard time getting used to him being in the WWE and not being Jon Moxley, and for me, I knew him from The Shield, from all that, because I wasn't much of a hardcore fan. When I say I was hardcore, I say, oh, I like the old WWE. I remember the olden days where the violence and the chaos was thing. And then WWE started changing their PG rating, and then I just was like, But yeah, Jon Moxley. He gets to wrestle around the world. He gets to wrestle in Japan. He gets to wrestle all in New Japan again. He gets to wrestle in AEW. He gets to wrestle everywhere he can. He gets to wrestle and violence, blood, guts. It's so freaking awesome. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's having the time of his life there. Having the time of his life. He gets to do his deathmatch love galore again. He gets to piss off the crowd if he wants. He gets to hang out with his buddy Eddie Kingston, and his brother in arms. Oh man. And now he gets to wrestle Nick Gage again after 10-year hiatus because of extenuating circumstances, aka he, quote, signed with the devil. I'm pretty sure that's how people would probably paint that as in storyline context, especially when you have Matt Cardona going ahead, running around and saying stuff like, I am the greatest sports entertainer. And then Matt Cardona wanted to choose further violence by dressing up as Vince in front of people who have absolutely would have any reason to hate Vince. I am still amazed by the fact that Matt Cardona went from being this mid-card wrestler in WWE to being, oh my god, this guy is super hated heel main eventer in the Independents or AEW or Impact. And I really wish he brought that attitude he brings to GCW to Impact. He has to. Like Sami Callihan, when he recovers from his injury in spring, they have to do something like that. Oh man. But that's neither here nor there. So I'll be seeing y'all next time. Hey man, this was a fine ado. This Neo Reality Entertainment, the WrestleVerse, presenting Jon Moxley versus Nick effing Gage, MDK, all effing day, from GCW Fight Club. First rule about Fight Club: you don't talk about motherfucking Fight Club. That or was the link card joke of never start a land war in Asia. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my content in the description below. Stay tuned for more. I'll see y'all next time. Peace and take care. MDK all effing day.